Hey everybody, 1A is asking you to match the green letters with their dimensions, and it got cut off here, but let's just talk about how do you get the missing dimensions. Let's start out with the easiest one, which is choice B. If we look at B, the length of this line right here, where do you look to figure that out? Well, opposite sides of a rectangular prism would be congruent. So that means that this would be the same, that means that this would be the same, that means this would be the same, and this would be the same. So look at the dimension there. They're telling you that that's 2 meters. That means that this is 2 meters, this is 2 meters, this is 2 meters, and B is 2 meters. So select 2 for B. Let's look at C. That one won't be too hard to figure out. Now, what do we know? We know that this plus this piece right here together would equal 7 1/4, right? This piece is the same as this piece, which is the same as this piece. So the 7 1/4 is referring to the whole line. What do we have to do to get how long this line is, the one that I'm moving right now, which also matches up with C and here and here? Well, if this is 3 1/2, wouldn't we have to subtract 3 1/2 from 7 1/4? So let's do that. Put it over here. We'll take the 7 1/4 and we'll subtract from it 3 1/2. All right. Now we can't take, oops, I meant to put, yeah, no, I have that right. All right, so we need a common denominator. We don't have one, we need one. That's first. Let's use fourths. We'll keep this the same. And let's turn this into 3 and something fourths. Ask yourself 2 times what equals 4, and the what is times 2. So 1 times 2 would be equal to 2. So that's equal to 3 and 2/4, and we're subtracting that. We can't take 2 away from 1. We do need to rename here. So we're going to take 1 away, but I'm going to show you what the one that we took away, I'm just going to write it over here. That one that we took away is really equal to 4/4, and we already have 1/4. So if we add these two things together, then that gives us 5/4. Now, what's the trick that you can do instead of even doing this off to the side? You can always, this will work every time, by the way, you can always just add the denominator and the numerator, which would be 5, right? 4 plus 1 is 5, and just cross that out, put the 5 to get the 5/4 that way. But just know that this is really what you're doing. All right, now we can go ahead and subtract the 5 and the 2, and that gives us 3. And that's still going to be broken up into fourths. And 6 minus 3 would be 3. All right, so what do we know about the length of line C? We know that that's going to be equal to 3 3/4. All right, now we can use a similar process to figure out the length of line A. What do we know about A? We know that this piece right here, which they're saying over here is 1 1/4, that piece is 1 1/4, so I'm going to move that over here. And we know that this piece is 1. So that means that this piece is 1, which means that this over here is 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 1/4 will give us the length of line A. Let's write the numbers down. Make sure you're putting all this on your piece of paper. So the length of that green line is 1. We're adding 1 plus this yellow line would be 1 1/4. And when we add that together, we get 1/4 plus nothing is 1/4. 1 plus 1 would be 2. So that line would be equal to 2 1/4. All right, so carefully bubble in your answer choices. And you will need these dimensions, by the way, so keep them handy. You will need them to figure out the volume of the blue rectangular prism.